Hi, my name is Madeline. And before I get started, I want to ask you guys a couple of questions. How many of you guys have been to a zoo or an aquarium before?
Oh, sorry.
And those of you who have, how many of you guys have wondered about their animal care practices? Right, yeah, because we all care about the animals' welfare, right? All right, so I've spent the last 3 years working for different AZA institutions. And what the AZA is the Association of Zoos and Aquariums. It is a nonprofit organization that accredits different zoos and aquariums. They pride themselves on their very high standard of animal care. So any zoos or aquariums that are accredited by them are held to those high standards. And there are over 200 different AZA accredited facilities throughout North America. And through my few years working for AZA institutions, I've heard a lot of misconceptions that the general public have about what we do. The first one being our animal training. A lot of people think we're doing it just for human entertainment, which is not the case at all. The number one reason that we do training with our animals is it actually allows the animals to participate in their own health care. So we can train them to step up on the scales, we can train them to open their mouths so we can check their teeth, do voluntary blood draws, all different kinds of stuff like that. And along with that, it's also stimulating for the animals. A lot of our animals actually enjoy the one-on-one contact they get with their trainers, and it also keeps them from being bored. And along with that, a lot of people think we're just using our animals for entertainment, which is not the case. All AZA facilities are actually nonprofit organizations, so any extra money that we make goes to both research and conservation, and as well as education. This photo is from Fresno Chaffee Zoo, where I used to work, and we have all sorts of education programs for different age level groups, like summer camps and stuff like that. So we're also really big on educating the public and getting them excited about conservation. And also a thing within the AZA is the species survival program. And what that does is for different endangered species, we will actually exchange animals between facilities so that we can have them breed. And this is not just for entertainment, because I mean, people think that we just breed the animals because everyone likes to see baby animals. But it's actually to help, eventually we want to be able to re-release these animals and help repopulate the wild populations. And that leads to another question that we get asked a lot, is why don't you guys just release them? The number one cause that we don't is because of habitat destruction. And along with that, there's also poaching. So until we can get these habitats stabilized for the animals, we don't want to just release them because right now they have a better chance of survival under human care than they do out in the wild. So like I said, I've been working for AZA for 3 years now. That's me on the right side there, educating some of our kindergarten students that come through. And on the left was one of my coworkers, and she's actually doing an ultrasound on our warthog that was pregnant at the time. So as you can see, the warthog is totally fine with this, and that's because of the training and conditioning we do with them. So I want to encourage you guys, the next time you go to a zoo or an aquarium, ask them if they're AZA accredited, ask them what their animal care practices are, and ask them what conservation organizations we're supporting, because we want to hold them accountable. All right, thank you.
So which zoos how do you know if they're AZA accredited when you go to visit a zoo?
You can ask them, but they usually have it listed on their websites if they're accredited, and you can also go to AZA's website. They have a list of all zoos and aquariums that are accredited. Yeah.
What is the survival rate when you take the animals who were bred in the zoo and then put them back out into their normal habitat?
See, that depends on how they were raised. If we have a lot of human contact with them, the survival rate is going to be lower. So if we're trying specifically to release them, then we want to do less human contact with them so that they're not imprinting on humans.
Does this work tie into your long-term career goals?
Yeah. I want to get into conservation and rehabilitation and stuff like that. So.
Do you know if AZA accredited zoos have bigger enclosures than private zoos?
A lot of them do, yes. The zoo I worked at, we had just recently expanded within my time there, so everyone was working on getting bigger enclosures, and they're still working on getting bigger enclosures for some of the other animals. So.
Thank you, Madeline.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.